Welcome back Cartech Zone. Today we're diving into something bigger, more powerful, and more advanced than almost anything the United States has ever put on the water. We're talking about the CVN-81, the future supercarrier of the United States Navy, a ship designed to dominate oceans deep into the 21st century. And in this video, we're reviewing its 2025 performance updates, construction progress, new technologies, and of course, what this gigantic ship actually costs the US to build and operate. This isn't just a warship, it's a floating city, a runway, and a power projection platform all in one. So let's get into the details that make CVN-81 one of the most important military assets of its generation. CVN-81 is part of the Gerald R. Ford-class supercarrier lineup, but this one is being built with more refined systems, more automation, and more reliability improvements compared to the earlier Ford-class carriers. The U.S. Navy has already learned a ton from CVN-78, CVN-79, and CVN-80, and now CVN-81 is the ship that benefits from years of testing, troubleshooting, and technological advancement. By 2025, a lot of the early experimental systems in the Ford class have become more stable, more efficient, and more powerful. That includes the electromagnetic aircraft launch system, the advanced arresting gear system, the dual-band radar improvements, energy-efficient reactors, and the overall automation that reduces crew workload. Now when you look at CVN-81 from the outside, the first thing you notice is sheer size. Over 1,100 feet long, weighing nearly 100,000 tons when fully loaded, this carrier is basically the length of 3 football fields end to end. And yet, with all that mass, it's capable of moving at speeds above 30 knots, thanks to a nuclear propulsion system designed to last more than 25 years without refueling. That alone saves billions in long-term operating costs and allows the ship to stay deployed for months at a time without needing to return for fuel. What makes CVN-81 special in 2025 is the level of refinement. The early Ford-class carriers had their share of challenges with reliability and testing, especially with launch and recovery systems. But by the time CVN-81's design and construction reached the 2025 stage, the U.S. Navy had ironed out most of the issues. EMALS, which launches aircraft using electromagnetic power instead of steam, has become far more stable. The advanced arresting gear system, responsible for catching incoming aircraft, has gone through years of modifications and upgrades, meaning that by the time it's installed on CVN-81, it's performing at a level the Navy is finally satisfied with. On the deck, CVN-81 is built to handle future fighter jets, drones, and next-generation aircraft the U.S. is preparing. The Ford class has a redesigned flight deck that allows more aircraft launches per hour, shorter turnaround times, and a smoother operational flow. In simple terms, this ship can get more jets in the air, more often, and more efficiently than any carrier that came before it. And in modern naval warfare, that matters more than ever. One of the most important improvements is the electrical power system. The Ford-class ships generate nearly 3 times the electrical output of the earlier Nimitz-class carriers. Why does that matter? Because future warfare is shifting toward energy weapons, electronic warfare, high-powered sensors, and more automated systems. CVN-81 is built with that in mind. It has enough power to operate not only today's systems but also the future technology the Navy expects to adopt in the coming decades. Whether it's high-powered lasers for missile defense or more advanced drone control networks, CVN-81's power generation capability is ready for it. Another area the Navy focused on by 2025 is reducing crew workload. Automation has replaced thousands of manual processes, allowing the ship to operate with hundreds fewer personnel than older carriers. The Ford-class carriers, including CVN-81, are designed to save around $4 billion in lifetime operating costs just from reduced manpower alone. Doors, weapons elevators, maintenance systems, and internal logistics are all more automated. The ship has 11 advanced weapons elevators, and by 2025, these elevators have reached a level of reliability that early carriers struggled to achieve. Inside the ship, CVN-81 is essentially a floating base. It has living quarters, medical facilities, machine shops, gyms, food services capable of feeding thousands of sailors, and operations centers that monitor the ship, the airspace, and the ocean around it. The internal layout has been designed to improve movement efficiency, safety, and communication. Everything inside the Ford-class carriers is built to withstand combat damage while continuing to fight. Redundancy is the keyword. Multiple backups for critical systems ensure the ship keeps operating even under attack. The command and control center, often considered the brain of the ship, is more advanced than what earlier carriers had. High-resolution large screens, integrated warfare systems, improved radar data fusion, and faster digital information processing allow the ship to track hundreds of aircraft, drones, and threats at once. CVN-81 is built to operate not just as a carrier but as the centerpiece of an entire carrier strike group, controlling destroyers, cruisers, submarines, and aircraft. Speaking of radar and detection systems, the 2025 improvements include more energy-efficient radars, refined software upgrades, and more accurate tracking systems. The ship uses advanced phased array radar technology, which can detect threats faster and with more precision. This gives the ship a huge advantage in modern warfare, where speed and detection accuracy are everything. Now let's talk aircraft capability. CVN-81 is expected to operate F-35C fighters, F/A-18 Super Hornets, EA-18G Growlers, E-2D Hawkeyes, MH-60 helicopters, and next-generation drones that the Navy is testing. The flight deck layout is optimized for faster refueling, faster rearming, and faster repositioning. Every second matters during combat air operations, and CVN-81 is designed to increase sortie rates, meaning it can send more aircraft into the air in less time. This is part of what makes it such a valuable asset. When it comes to survivability, CVN-81 is built with defensive systems including rolling airframe missiles, close-in weapon systems for missile defense, and advanced electronic warfare capabilities to jam enemy sensors. The Ford class incorporates better armor around critical areas, stronger hull construction, and fire-resistant materials. All of this ensures that even under hostile conditions, the ship can continue operating. Now let's talk about cost, which is something people always wonder about with ships of this massive scale. By 2025, the estimated cost of CVN-81 is around $13 billion to $14 billion for construction alone. This includes shipbuilding, technology integration, testing, and labor. On top of that, lifetime operating costs over 50 years could reach hundreds of billions. But this investment is spread across decades and replaces older carriers that are becoming too expensive to maintain. One thing to remember is that although the initial cost sounds huge, CVN-81 is not just a ship, it's a national asset designed to project power globally. It can carry over 70 aircraft, operate in nearly any ocean, and support U.S. operations anywhere in the world. And in real terms, this capability shapes geopolitics, deterrence, and security strategies worldwide. The Navy has also worked to reduce construction delays by 2025. Lessons from earlier Ford-class carriers are being applied directly to CVN-81's construction timeline. Parts of the ship are now built as larger modules and then assembled, which speeds up the process and reduces cost overruns. Software integration, weapons systems installation, and internal electrical work have all improved significantly. This makes CVN-81 one of the smoother builds in the Ford-class lineup. In terms of 2025 performance review, CVN-81's updates are focused on reliability and operational readiness. The Navy is ensuring that every major system on this ship is not just functional but optimized. The reactors are more efficient, the electrical system has higher reliability, the deck operations flow is enhanced, and the aircraft handling systems are better integrated. The Navy's 2025 assessments show increased confidence in the technology, which means the ship is expected to enter service with far fewer early-stage problems than previous carriers experienced. Now let's talk future potential. CVN-81 is expected to be in service well into the 2070s or even 2080s. That means this ship will be operating in a world of next-generation drones, hypersonic threats, advanced stealth aircraft, and electronic warfare environments. Because of its powerful reactors and upgraded infrastructure, It is fully capable of adapting to whatever new technology emerges. It's not just built for today, it's designed for the future. Even when you look at the global stage, very few nations can match this kind of capability. CVN-81 represents not just American shipbuilding power but also America's long-term commitment to maintaining naval dominance. With only a few supercarriers in the world outside the U.S., the Ford-class ships, including CVN-81, give the United States unmatched reach and response capability. Wherever there is a crisis, natural disaster, or conflict, these carriers can be deployed to support operations, provide aid, or protect national interests. In summary, CVN-81 is a refined, advanced, and future-proof supercarrier with better technology, improved reliability, and massive power generation. Its 2025 progress shows that the Navy is pushing forward aggressively to make sure this ship is ready for decades of service. Its high cost reflects its unmatched capabilities, and its performance improvements show that the U.S. is fully committed to building the world's most powerful carrier fleet for the long term. That's the full detailed review of the CVN-81, covering its 2025 performance, construction updates, technology improvements, and cost analysis. If you want an 1,800-word deep dive into any other U.S. carrier, jet, missile, or military system, drop it in the comments and I'll make it for you.